Page 1993. Fortune 500, How Industries Stack Up. Peers return to shareholders. Prayer, simple and direct. Lord, guide me to women you select for my life. Educational institution where young people learn practical things, develop their mind. Reverend gets $1 million for a sermon. Most leaders begin as followers, two types of people. Accumulate a fortune without defeat. Defeat means your plans are not sound. Rebuild. Giving up before a goal, a quitter. Quitters never win. Winners never quit. Mastermind group as joint creation, cooperation to accumulate wealth. System encourages cheating. Persons pitted against each other, cooperations lost. Plans that are practical and workable. Rationalism. Schools display bias educating the mind rather than the whole person. Emphasis on reasoning, logic, math. No concern for emotions, intuition, creativity. Students become memorizing mimics, conformists rather than exciting creators. Right hemisphere of the brain, source of felt thought, core of music and poetry. The right hemisphere of the holistic and intuitive uses imagination rather than memory. April 16, 2001. Fortune, page 28. Page 1994. Oops. Okay. 1994. Fun on borderline personality convinces that toxic shame people have minimal differences. Borderline personality is a syndrome of neurotic shame, self-image disturbance. Difficulty identifying and expressing your thoughts, regulating self-esteem differently with self-assertion is borderline. Borderline adolescents to functioning adults, the test of time. Shame as a core and fuel of all addiction. Compulsive addiction behavior as a pathological relationship to any mood-altering experience that has life-damaging consequences. Drivenness in any addiction is about the ruptured self-belief that one is flawed as a person. Ingestive addictions or activity addictions, work, buying, gambling, is an attempt on an intimate relationship. Workaholic with his work, alcoholic with his booze, are having a love affair, alters their mood to avoid feeling lonely and hurt. Addictive acting out creates more shame. New shame fuels the cycle of addiction. Addicts call this cycle the squirrel cage. Addicts can't love themselves. They are objects of scorn to themselves. Deep internalized shame gives way to distorted thinking. Distorted thinking, shame turns one into a human doing rather than a human being. Toxic shame is about being flawed, sense of hopelessness. Great Commission, become the great omission. When debt rules, it can. Overextended Christian can have little port in gospel outreach. Part. All money allocated to pay debts, debt now rules him. Packing the powers of possibility. Page 135. Remodel your mental processes. Return. Retool your thinking to succeed. Sterilize your attitude. Positive mental attitudes that form foundation for possibility thinking. Negatives linger to do damage. Problems aren't meant to stop you, meant to be solved. Turning failures into thinkers. Grandmother, not forced bankruptcy awaits. To forget the loneliness or travel to escape the emotion of home. 8 positive mental attitudes of the possibility thinker. Page 1995. Scripture. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Test everything, hold on to what is good, and reject the evil. Choose positive mental attitude towards change. Scripture 54:13. All your children shall be taught of the Lord. They will see your children's children. Think and Grow Rich. Book cover. Picture of Garfield. Cartoons. January 8th, 2002. Caution in this report. Private party value on cars. Poisonous pedagogy justifies abusive methods for suppressing children's vital spontaneity. Shame as a state of being, internalized toxic shame. Faith, visualized of and belief in attainment of desire. Second step towards riches. Faith is head chemist of the mind. Faith blended with thought, subconscious mind transmits to infinite intelligence, as in prayer. Emotions of faith, love, sex, and most powerful of all, positive emotions, blended induces a response from the infinite intelligence. How to develop faith. Think and Grow Rich, page 50. Auto-suggestion, repeated instructions to subconscious mind. Purpose for reading to acquire ability to transmute into legible thought, impulse desire into money. Disbelief is God's goodness is worst sin of all. Disbelief in God's goodness. God's will is to heal you. We believe anything else saddens him. Bring all sin to the foot of the cross. Jesus stresses all importance of faith. Page 1996. Success is never ending. Page 100. Possibility thinking has benefited tens of thousands. Change that is solid and lasting, psychological restructuring of the personality must take place. Negative attitudes require cleaning out. A can't do to a can do person. Assume human nature can be radically transformed to be born again, as Jesus said. Leadership by consent is most effective. Leadership by force without consent. History is filled with evidence that leadership by force cannot endure. Downfall and disappearance of dictators and kings is significant. New brand of leadership will embrace 11 factors of leadership. 10 major causes of failure in leadership. Dreading early morning waking. Lift love and romance to a higher level. God is able and eager to guide us into a satisfying emotional life. Rid ourselves of falsehood that you might want to take away our fun. God is a gift you can give only to those who keep hearts open. Keeping the heart open means running the risk of getting hurt. Joyous surprise in discovering you set up voltage of skeptical attractions, physical attractions. God is for more communed with human love than we realize. Concerned with it. Learning about love, human and divine, absorbs us. Prayer to stay in His will. Statistical data, inmates count, characteristics. Scripture, Deuteronomy 10:18, He defends the cause of the fatherless and the widow. Page 1997. Major faults of leaders who fail organizing details. Successful leaders must master all details connected with his position. Great leaders are willing, when occasion demands, to render humble service. Federal inmates in detention centers. Picture of a tiger. Picture of a computer. Planning, sale of personal services. Intelligent planning is essential for success, if any understanding, designed to accumulate riches. Practically all great fortunes begin in the form of service or sale of ideas. Brilliant intellect clung to childish religious beliefs. God kept score with original sin you'd beat before you started. Continuous torment of inner voices. Then fires of hell. Inner voices. Page 1998. A wealth of integrity. Republic nation. Addictions, people, substance abuse, work, absolution, sexual, porn, food, money, gambling, entertainment, dysfunctional background, codependency. Many a smart daughter has had to learn to appear brighter. Behavioral characteristics, dysfunctional background. Codependents are performers, legalistic. Workaholics, perfectionists, will isolate themselves from people, uncomfortable, fearful of authority figures, feelings of guilt, anger, hurt, inadequacy, lack of self-worth, helplessness, hopelessness, trapped, overly responsible or irresponsible, controllers, managers, manipulates, caretakers of others, fear of rejection, failure, shame, victim or being used, attracted to others who are hurting, confuse love with pity, want to rescue, will give in love, care for others, sacrifice their own feelings, to get love, care, acceptance in return. Overreact to change. Go overboard to please, placate, pamper someone. Critical and over-demanding of others, unmerciful in judging others. Manipulative and controlling to fix someone. Attitude of peace at any price. Attracted to codependence with unhealthy people with addictions. Overly sensitive to criticism and angry people. Afraid to stand up to others. Feel guilty when they assert themselves. Difficulty in seeing their love is selfish, self-serving. Have expectations and hopes the offending person will change, will aggressively try to make it happen. The 12 traditions of AA, common welfare should come first. 1. Ultimate authority, God, desire to quit. Drinking. 12 steps, admitted we were powerless over alcohol, our lives were unmanageable. Come to believe a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. A decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. Fearless in moral inventory. Admitted to God, ourselves, and others the exact nature of our wrongs. Ready to have God remove our shortcomings. 1993, Trinity School of Counseling. ACA, guess at what normal is. ACA, have difficulty following project through to the end. ACA is when it would be just as easy to tell the truth. ACA, judges themselves without mercy. Page 1999. ACA have difficulty having fun, feel they are different from others. ACAs are extremely loyal, even in the face of evidence loyalty is undeserved. ACAs are impulsive, leads to confusion, self-loathing, loss of control over the environment. ACAs spend excessive amounts of energy cleaning up messes. Paralanguage, tone of voice, volume, rate, pitch, man's words, pauses. Heartland temporaries, new addresses, pictures of armor, sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God. Page 2000. I like armor. ACA characteristics. Solutions to become your own loving parent. We either become alcoholics, marry them, or both. We find another compulsive personality to fulfill our sick abandonment needs. Page 2001. Common law legal system. A trust, trustee, fiduciary, beneficiary, grantor, and settler. Veterans Affairs legislation. Moment eating. Page 2002. The Feeling Good Handbook, page 4. To feel better, realize your thoughts, attitudes, not your external events, create your feelings. Learn to change the way you think, feel, behave. Your life illustration relationship between your thoughts and your mood. Consider reacting to compliment. Extend events. Compliment is the same. The way you feel results from the way you think about it. Thoughts create moods. Someone you respect criticizes you. You could feel guilty, inadequate, anxious, worried, angry, and rejected. Good self-esteem may make you curious. Reaction will depend on the way you think of the criticism. Messages you give yourself have enormous impact on your emotions. Learning to change your thoughts, change the way you feel. Considerable effort and persistence are sometimes required to snap out of the bad mood. Cognition. With a little planning, you're lucky. Early start to a critical step. Brian Tracy, Law of Subconscious Activity. Scripture, Psalms 103:8. Abounding in mercy, he remembers we are but dust. Any idea accepted as true in the conscious mind will be accepted without question by the subconscious mind. Subconscious will immediately working to bring into reality. Law of attraction is sending stations of mental vibrations and thought and energy. Subconscious mind regulates the type of information you will see, hear, and be aware of. Emotions bring things into your life when you believe. Begin thinking of your new goals. Subconscious adjusts words, actions consistent to achieving it. Change your self-concept, beliefs about your possibilities. You create new comfort zone for higher level of personal performance. Page 203. Real women don't have hot flashes. They have power surges. Carol, a picture of a woman. Big results and no accidents. 2005, most profitable companies, value of company. We remember our diseases and forget our victories. Emotions, thoughts that lead to this emotion. Hopelessness or discouragement, convinced your problems will go on forever. Things will never improve. You know why you're in the mood, easier to change. Most negative thoughts that make you feel bad are distorted and unrealistic. After a romantic breakup or divorce, what you tell yourself: life is over. All your fault. I'm unlovable. I'm responsible. After a breakup, bad moods, we create misery by telling ourselves the things that are not true. Misery and self-doubt are cons. 10 forms of distorted thinking on page 8 to 11. Many times negative feelings are healthy and appropriate. Accept their feelings. Learning how to cope with negative situations is as important as ridding yourself of distorted thoughts and feelings. Sadness, disappointment, anger, hurt, appropriate feelings. Walmart number 8, top most profitable company, pre-2010. 2023, Walmart is number 4. Page 2004. Affirm your right to positive self-talk to help to get another look. Picture of a fish. ING into fanatic cost their lines in. Class ring. Feeling good handbook. Labeling number 9. Labeling is extreme form or all or nothing thinking. Labeling yourself a loser, a fool, a failure, a jerk. Attaching a negative to yourself is irrational. Labels are useless. Abstractions that lead to anger, anxiety, frustration, low self-esteem. Your mag. Also label others. Page 2005. Labeling others' character instead of their thinking or behavior. Seeing them bad makes you feel hostile and hopeless. Hostile and hopeless leaves little room for constructive communication. Personalization and blame occurs when you hold yourself responsible for events not in your control. A note saying the child is having school problems does not mean she is a bad mother. Beating from a husband does not mean her inadequacies at fault. Some blame others or circumstances for problems. Overlook how they may be contributing. Blame usually doesn't work well because others resent being scapegoat. Toss the blame back at you. Negative feelings, nervous asking for a raise, accept negative feeling. Perfectionistic trap. Try to be happy all the time. Total control of your feelings. Cheese. Shortcomings. Self-doubt. Irritability gives us opportunity for growth, intimacy, and being human. Page 2006. Implement positive behaviors rather than negative. Develop constructive thoughts rather than destructive emotions. Embrace opportunities rather than stepping back. Be an advocate rather than a victim. Cartoons, love is more to life. Cartoon, love is a reward for quitting habits. Picture of a U.S. flag. 10 forms of twisted thinking. All or nothing thinking. Black or white thinking. Not perfect is total failure. Overgeneralization, always or never. Pattern of thinking. Birds always cropping on my car. Mental filter. Pick out negative detail and dwell on it exclusively. One negative comment after many positive ones. Discount. The positive. They don't count. Do a good job, not good enough. Discount positives takes joy out of your life. You feel unrewarded, inadequate. Mind reading without checking it out. you arbitrarily conclude someone is reacting negatively to you. Fortune telling, you predict things will turn out badly. I'm going to blow this test. Jumping to conclusions, I guarantee change. Page 2007. 6. Magnification. You exaggerate to the importance of your problems and shortcomings. Minimize importance of your desirable qualities. Binocular trick. Emotional reasonings assume your negative emotions reflect the way things are. You tell yourself things should be the way you hoped or expected them to be. Should statements that are directed against you lead to guilt and frustration. People try to motivate themselves with shoulds and shouldn'ts, as if they were delinquents who had to be punished. Shoulds and musts make you feel rebellious. You get the urge to do the opposite. Masturbation, or shouldy approach to life. Looking for a bright idea, debate over U.S. policy becomes a congressional great opportunity. Scripture, Ephesians 4:26, do not let the sun go down while you are still angry. Divorce decree, it is self-governing, autonomic. Naps adjusts to sea. Smoking, slowly being rubbed out. Picture of a palace. Page 2008. Hope provided a safe place to share support group for overeaters. She expects a lot for her future. Poem, children learn what they live. If a child lives with criticism, he learns to condemn. Hostility, to fight. Child lives with praise, he learns to appreciate. Card, picture of a teddy bear, picture of a baby. Maximum achievement. Every day, in every way, I'm feeling better and better. Autogenetic self-conditioning. Mental health prosthetics. Double-mindedness does not mean undecided. Two minds, conscious, subconscious. Conscious mind can lie, comfortable with a lie, half-truth. Subconscious mind rejects anything it hears different from what it believes to be the truth. Double-minded has two opinions on the same subject. Scripture, Job 11:17, life will be brighter than noonday. Darkness like the morning there is in hope. Together in prophet. Scripture, Colossians 3:14, love binds everything together in perfect harmony. Scripture, 2 Corinthians 4:8, hard pressed on every side, yet not crushed. Autogenic conditioning works by the law of relaxation. In all mental working, effort defeats itself, opposite of the way things work in the physical world. National Network of Families with Neurobiological Brain Disorders, such as ADHD, Tourette's Syndrome, Asperger's, depression, anxiety, panics, over 50% of U.S. citizens get a check from Uncle Sam.